Today we'll get an update about upcoming events at the Waupaca Community Arts Center. The Waupaca area has a brewing club and we'll have all the details. Waupaca Online is making upgrades and will soon be offering a free service. We'll find out all about that. We'll get an update on the Waupaca High School project and feature the Pet of the Month. I'm Joni Kern and this is What's Happening Waupaca. Show today, we have Barbara Fayweezy and Diane Visser from the Waupaca Community Arts Center. Welcome back, Barbara. It's good to see you again.
Well, it's nice to be here, and it's nice to have spring finally.
It is. It is nice to have spring. So we're going to talk about some upcoming events at the Waupaca Community Arts Center. We're going to get our priorities right this time, and we're going to talk about the chocolate first.
Yay!
Now, this is the beginning of May, so it's the 9th, 10th, and the 11th, but why don't you tell me what's going on with this?
Okay, well, this is our chocolate buffet, and this is the 4th year that we've had our chocolate buffet.
Yes, very
it's a very
successful.
Popular program, and we always have chocolate from different restaurants, different chefs around the area, individuals bring in chocolate. There's all kinds of chocolate items to choose from. And a lot of people say to us, oh, I can't be there that Friday the 9th or Saturday 10th or Sunday the 11th. And we say, do not fear. We say, if you call in ahead and order a box, you can pick it up the next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Oh. So you can call in. And tasting tickets are $1 each or 6 for $5. And we also have a special little thing this year. We have something special and different each year. And this year it's the boxes.
Right, we have the little boxes.
Handcrafted mini boxes topped with a jewelry pin.
Yes.
Is that what that is?
And they are handmade pins. They're hand crocheted flowers made by one of our in-house artists, Anita Golke. And they are on top of a handmade box. And inside the box, of course, will be...
Wait for it.
Chocolate.
I was just thinking, you get a box, you get the thing open, you eat all the chocolate, and then afterwards you admire the box.
Right.
Right? It's all about priorities?
These are little mini boxes, so they're very sweet to put on, and you can keep your rings in them, or you can keep change in them, or another piece of chocolate.
So that's the 9th, 10th, and 11th, or we can order the boxes in advance. Then we're going to talk about some encaustic art. You have, it's going on right now, April 17th through July 16th, you're doing an encaustic exhibit.
Yes.
And for those of us that don't know much about encaustic art, why don't you explain it briefly for us?
Sure. Well, encaustic art is working with hot wax, and caustic is burning. It's from that same kind of etymology. And so it's working with hot wax and pigments, and we've brought some examples here from all of the artists are Alice Lees, Andrea Salkert, Ashley Gordon, Jody Scherer, and Sandy Rowe. And so we have a few pieces here that we brought. You want to start with the larger one?
Sure, we'll pull this one up.
Okay, and that one is by, I want to say, that is by...
It's on the back.
Yeah,
This is
but...
Jody Scherer.
Yes.
Jody Scherer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jody Scherer. And
this is beautiful. One of the things about encaustic art that I like so much is that it's like 3D. It's
right,
not flat.
lots of texture.
Yes.
Plus, one of the nice things too is if you have a special memento, a certain pin or shells from a trip, you can incorporate those in the encaustics.
Oh, isn't that a great idea?
And there's a lot of things you can put zippers in and a lot of different things.
A little zebra here.
Yes, this is by Sandy Rowe, and it's a little zebra, shows you that you can also do realistic things. And this is a lovely piece by Ashley Gordon. And again, you can see it's very tactile, it's very textured, and it has things embedded in it, and so it is really just a lovely piece.
Those are really nice. So we need to stop by. It's going on
Yes.
all the way through
Yeah.
July 16th. So we have plenty of time to stop by the Waupaca Community Arts Center and take a look at all the encaustic art that you have.
Now, we did bring smaller pieces. They have some larger pieces also,
Right,
so
they have-
whatever size you're looking
Great.
for, we have big to small.
You guys have a really great place to visit. There's all kinds of stuff, so I'm looking forward to see it. Now we're going to talk about, on the same day as Arts on the Square,
Right.
you are doing something called To Die For,
Yep, DYE. We don't want anyone passing away on us.
and it is hand-dyed. It's hand-dyed, locally grown yarn.
Yes.
So you were telling me a little bit about this. You were saying if you bring in and you have yarn that
Right.
is-
We have the skeins of yarn that you can purchase from us that day. 1, 2, 3, as many as you would like to do. And we will have all the other supplies, the dyes, the mordants, and you get to take this simple, plain-looking old skein of yarn and dye it tie-dye fashion, and they come out so beautiful.
Just beautiful. This is violets and blues and grays.
And we
It's
are
just
going
beautiful.
to have every color in
So-
the world that you would want. And of course, mixing them, you get different colors. But it'll be nice, but it's going to be right there next to the Art Center. The stairway that goes down to the park will be set up right there from 10 to noon. You can pick out your skein of yarn, and it's only $15 per skein.
Beautiful.
And a portion of that goes back to the center.
That's wonderful. So we'll make sure that we stop in. It's the Day of the Arts on the Square, so
Yes.
we'll stop in the Waupaca Community Arts Center as well. So.
And if it's not raining, it'll be right next to it, so it's a really nice time to be out
Right.
there. And
Great.
that Arts on the Square is August 16th, so
Right.
that'll be Saturday, August 16th.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Barbara and Diane, for coming by and visiting
Well,
us
thank you.
today.
We enjoyed.
I will look forward to the next time I'm in your art center and taking a look at some of the
Come
art.
and look at things.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
You're
thank you.
welcome. Next up, we have Jerry Lyons, who's going to talk about the Badger's Den Brewing Club.
The Revival in downtown Waupaca prides themselves in providing above and beyond customer service. From small to tall, women of any age can consider the Revival your professional personal stylist, helping you find the right outfit for any occasion, weddings, senior pictures, or even a special night out. The Revival also specializes in home decor with a large selection and variety of items to choose from, including art from local Waupaca artists. The Revival, 111 West Fulton Street across from Farmer State Bank, downtown Waupaca. For more information, call 715-281-5100 or find them on Facebook. The Revival, home, art, and fashion.
Next, we are going to talk about beer making. This is going to be kind of fun because I have no idea how to do this. We have Amanda Bronk and we have Jerry Lyons here who are going to go through all of these steps. So we're going to start here with the ingredients,
Yeah.
Amanda. So you're going to show me what actually goes into it.
All right. Well, the first thing you need to pick a recipe. And there's so many recipes out there that I sit for hours and hours and hours and can't decide. And I'm sure Jerry is the same way, but he's got a couple of his favorites that I know he picks out. But once you find a recipe, you pick your ingredients. And there's so many ingredients and so many things that you can put into this that the possibilities are endless.
But there's 4 basic ingredients in beer:
Hops,
hops,
Good?
malt, yeast, and water.
water. I'd have gotten hops and water.
I like that. I like that. Hops is a good one. Hops is the most flavorful, and I've got some whole cone hops, and these have been sitting for a little while. They're probably from last year, but you can smell just the aroma on
Yeah.
these, and each hop is different in its aroma and its taste. So that's a key thing to pick out in your beer for flavor-wise, and for some people, they really like it hopped up, like Jerry here. He's a hop head for sure.
And even in any not hoppy beer, the hops is added to the brew to keep it from being too sweet. If it wasn't for the hops, it would taste almost like a syrup or something.
Wow.
And what makes it sweet
So-
is the different types of malts and wheat extracts that you use. So Here in this can, we have a liquid malt extract, and this one is a light extract, so you're going to get a light colored beer, not too dark. We also have dry extracts, which is just a powder that you add, and this is going to make your sugar water for you. And then we have some extra special things like this black patent malt, which is a dark color, so you get that chocolatey, rich aroma, that coffee flavor, if you really like that chocolatey flavor.
And that'll probably make it a little bit bitter too.
Yeah.
So that's the
chocolate
darker,
burnt
that's the darker beers that we can
You bet.
buy. Okay.
You bet.
All right.
And not all darker beers are high in alcohol content either. You have to really watch out with what you're trying to pick out. And you can actually make a low alcohol dark beer, which is a misconception.
Do you guys ever make non-alcoholic beer? Or
Not me.
Is that not some,
It would seem to defeat the purpose in my mind.
well,
Yeah,
you know,
it's sometimes difficult to find and create a low alcohol beer because you want to put in the most flavor that you can find.
Sure.
A lot of people amp it up, go 6, 7, 8, 12% alcohol. Our club actually got a bourbon barrel, and we made a bourbon barrel stout that we've been aging, and it'll be aging until about August. And we tried it last month at our club meeting, and it was awesome. Jerry's been aging it for us. He's doing a good job.
and that's one of the things that I want to mention is you get together and meet once a month, right?
Yeah.
On the first Saturday.
No.
Did I remember? I
Nope.
didn't remember that correctly, did I?
We are,
Second Wednesday.
Second Wednesday, I was close.
we are the Badgers Den Brewing Club.
Great. And we'll have your information.
Oh, okay.
So people can look for it. So now what do you do with this? I'm assuming you put all your ingredients in here?
The ingredients go into the
They
pot.
go into the-
And don't let this large pot scare you. We start usually with like a much smaller pot, do it on the kitchen stove the first 2.5 years. I did that until I wanted to go to and make 5-gallon batches. You only cook about 3 gallons of it, and then you add the water and the wort, they call it, before the yeast works on it,
Gotcha.
together to get your 5 gallons.
You even have the big old spoon. for
This is for 10-gallon
I felt
batches, which
like
I've graduated to.
Which cauldron?
Oh yeah, it gets hot in there.
This
You
is
need a big
actually
spoon.
nice. Yeah, this is actually a really nice pot. So you combine the ingredients
Buying
into
the ingredients,
here.
and there's a certain way of doing it, but we won't take the time to go through it right now, but it's a process. Making beer is part art and part science. The art part is you have to do this and get the temperature to that, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
The science is adding different ingredients, doing different kinds of things with your hops, adding them at different times.
With the experimenting.
Late in the process, when you add hops, it mostly gives it a fragrance.
Oh,
It doesn't make it any more bitter, for instance, as one of the things that's more of an art part.
I understand. So then this, you were telling me, cools down. Once you've got this boiling, you were saying that it needs to cool down as quickly as possible.
This is a wort chiller, and it goes in here, and one end of this hose will be attached to either a faucet or a hose. I do it in my garage, so I actually attach garden hose, then another hose to the other end. That cold water runs through this copper tubing and rapidly cools the wort down. It's very important to cool it as fast as possible because we're always worried about infection of some kind of something other than yeast. We want everything to be normal till the yeast hits it, and the yeast takes over.
Now, if you want to do it the dirty way, you fill your bathtub up with really cold water, and you buy a lot of ice at the local gas station, and you throw all that, and you make an ice bath. Not being an athlete, you know, we stick our beer in there, not our sore muscles. And it cools it down. It cools it down pretty good. So
There you go. And then once it's done in here, then it goes over to here.
Then we transfer it from this into, this is a glass carboy, they call them, and it will fill up, you know, about to here, and a 5-gallon batch will go up to there, and then you add the yeast. And then you put in the plug with the name of this is
Sure.
a
The
airlock, thank you.
That allows the carbon dioxide
Yes,
to come out.
the yeast works with the wort to create alcohol and carbon dioxide. So our goal is to get the alcohol to stay in there and get the CO2 to come out here and not have any oxygen going. You don't want oxygen touching this until it's done
That's fun.
fermenting.
Now, you were telling me that at the county fair this year, this is the second annual, there's adult brew.
there's an adult category for home brew and winemakers, vintners, to display their wine, and then we do a tasting, and we bring in judges from local small craft breweries from around the central Wisconsin area, and they come to judge all these beverages, and they are handing out blue ribbons, red ribbons, white ribbons, and the grand champion purple ribbon for the category.
That sounds exciting. Now,
It is.
so anyone who comes to the fair, are they going to be able to come over to your area and do some tasting as well, or?
We
Maybe not.
can't do the tasting, but they can sure be part of the crowd for the judging competition, and then we also have a booth there, so they can always talk to us and get some more information about the brew club.
So anybody that's interested, I know home brewing is pretty good. Anybody who's interested can find out more at the fair. Thank you, Amanda Braun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry Lyons.
You're welcome.
We'll have the information for you, and this is kind of cool.
Now we got to go have one.
Thanks
There-
for
there
having
you
us. This is great. We want to get the word out. We're looking for more members of our club, and if you've never done it, don't be afraid. We'll help you.
Sounds good. Next up, we are going to talk about Waupaca Online.
Angie, Master Stylist. Operating a high-style salon on 6th Street in Waupaca. Offering haircuts and coloring, nails, skin, and more. For more information, contact Angie at 920-850-3283 or email her. Angie, Master Stylist, proud sponsor of What's Happening Waupaca. If you'd like to be a guest on What's Happening Waupaca, contact Josh at 715-258-4405 or email jwerner@cityofwaupaca.org. Full details at wintvwaupaca.com.
We have Mark Erdman here from Waupaca Online. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Good to be here, Joni. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're going to talk about some exciting stuff that's going on with Waupaca Online here in the Waupaca area. I know that it's been something that's just been kind of difficult because it hasn't been upgraded. So let's mention first that you have applied for a grant from the state of Wisconsin.
We did apply for a grant from the state of Wisconsin, and we should know something by the end of May on the status of that. It will help improve our service in some areas, and also we'll be able to build a couple more points of presence or pops or towers.
So all of the updating that you're doing is going to get done regardless of whether or not you get the grant, but the grant is going to help you expedite that and get it happening sooner.
Yeah, and we are working on
That's
upgrading
pretty
some of our present towers as well. You probably have seen them around town, like the big water tower on Sheridan Hill. That's one of our points of presence. Also, the big tower out on Fulton Street, we call that Mount Tom. It's just an exciting time for us.
I know you guys have been working really hard to get everything upgraded, and we want to, let's explain to people, because I'm not techie at all. So let's explain, because it was explained to me that you are improving the service from what is like a one,
Right,
like
a one-lane highway.
two-lane,
Yeah.
one lane going each direction, and you're going up to?
Like if you're on I-39 or else US 10, we're going from a 2-lane highway to a 4-lane highway, and that improves the experience and the service too.
Great.
I mean, that's the most simplest form that we can.
It just gets the speed moving that much
right.
faster, so people who are watching Netflix and things should get better service. Another project that we want to talk about with Waupaca Online is the free limited service that you're going to be offering up and down Main Street for free Wi-Fi. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Joni, that's we're going to be providing free Wi-Fi service for phones and laptops within a couple of months. We hope to have that running, and it's really neat because that way people can they won't have to huddle around the library when it's not open to
Right.
mooch off that.
Right. So I can be shopping and I can be using my smartphone or I can be using my laptop, and for the like Strawberry Fest and the 4th of July, we're going to be doing that. And then depending on how well that takes off,
It
then
could expand from there.
into some more public areas for people to use. And that's a free service for everybody. So that's wonderful as well. Great. So you're doing all kinds of upgrades, and we're going to have free Wi-Fi, so we can look forward to a lot of growth with our Waupaca Online here in the near future.
We're a city utility, and we want to stay that way, and we just want to grow it out.
Fabulous. Thank you, Mark, for being on the show today. We'll look forward to all of those improvements over
It was
the
a lot
next
of fun,
few
Joni.
months.
Thank you.
Next, we are going to the Waupaca High School. We're doing a follow-up on a segment we did last spring with the house they're building. We're here at the Waupaca High School this morning. We were here a year ago to do a story on a house that they're building. You can see that it's nearly finished, and we are going to follow up on it and talk to some people who are building it. We're talking with Ken Vergouwen from K&E Builders, who was actually on our show talking about fireworks a couple of years ago. It's good to see you again, Ken.
Good to see you.
And we're talking with Dave, who is the instructor from the high school. He is overseeing the project with Ken. Now, K&E Builders is here. You're hanging some cabinetry today, but you're also doing some instruction with the kids and teaching them some other things, right?
Correct. I got Andy and Eric. They're in there. They're given little classrooms. We've been here now for 3 days, and when the kids are here, we give them a classroom, and then once they leave, we just keep hanging cabinets and trim.
That's terrific. And you told me that you have 2 Waupaca High School alumni working here.
Correct. I can't remember when they graduated, but yeah, yep, they're from Waupaca here.
Well, that's kind of exciting because when we were talking to the students last spring, some of them really wanted to go into construction. So I think it's exciting that kids from the Waupaca High School are able to do that here in the area. So, Dave, how long have you been involved with this project?
We started this project 2 years ago, in the fall of 2012, and we're now just finishing this as our first house.
So when's the finish date?
We're hoping to have everything done by the 1st of May so that we can put the house out for bids.
That's terrific. So it's going to stay here while it's out for bids, and then you'll move it when you have a buyer?
As soon as we have a buyer, it's their obligation to get the house moved by, I believe it's the 1st of July, somewhere in there, and so it can stay here until then.
What a neat thing to have is, I mean, as a buyer of a house, that would even be kind of neat to know that it was built by the Waupaca High School students. I think that sounds like fun.
It should be good for the buyer to be able to come and see it from all angles, underside, top side, all the way around, and they can be assured that it's done right because we have people like Ken working with us all along the process.
Absolutely terrific. Well, we're going to take more of a look around. Okay, we are here with Taryn. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. How are you enjoying getting this project almost finished?
Oh, it's great. It's a really interesting project. You learn a lot. Just learning stuff that you don't learn normal school day. So.
And they've had K&E Builders in here, and they've had plumbers and electricians. So you students have been able to learn things outside the realm of just hanging rafters and putting up 2x4s, right?
Yeah, they really help us. They come in, they explain everything they're doing and how they do it, and it's just really good to learn, like something, how a house works, how much work goes into a house. There's a lot of work that goes in it that most people don't think about.
That's right. We look at the color of the walls and the painting and maybe the outlet covers, but we don't understand everything that goes behind it so much. So what's been the most exciting part about working on this house for you, Taryn?
I think finishing it up, like putting in the finishing touches, the trim, the outlet covers. It's just going to be good to say we worked on that, we finished that.
Especially when someone's living in it, to be able to drive past it and say, I helped build that house is going to be nice.
Oh yeah, that'll be really cool to say.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time, Taryn. I know you have to run, so I appreciate that. We'll see you again, maybe. That's actually a really good shot.
Because I just don't like hinge house.
Now, the front or the door going to the garage will need.
We're talking to Jonathan Larson, who is here working on the house. He's a senior this year, so you're graduating. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi. How are you doing, Judy?
I'm good. So what's been the most exciting part for you about working on this house?
Getting the house done, seeing it get up, and coming here with my friends and building this together. It's really fun and enjoyable.
And it's a great feeling to know that someone's going to have a home that you helped put together for them, isn't it?
Yes, they'll be happy to see them.
And now you're graduating this spring. And what are you going to do after graduation?
I'm going to go into the Navy and get my career in engineering.
Oh, well, that'll be kind of nice. And all of this stuff is going to help you with that schooling as well, isn't it?
Yes, it will.
What a great way to spend some of your time at high school. Now, have you been with this project since its beginning 2.5 years ago?
I started second semester of last year. I wish I could have been here first semester when it started, but they still treat me like family here.
Fabulous. Well, good luck with your future, and thanks for talking to us today, Jonathan.
Yep. Nice talking to you.
Okay, we have Mitch. We're going to talk to you about the house. How are you today, Mitch?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. So have you been working on this house since the very beginning?
I was out here for the first semester last year, and then I couldn't fit it in my schedule till this semester.
So you got in on the very beginning, and now you're getting in on the tail end.
Yeah, so I started it, and I got to finish it now.
It's kind of fun to watch all of that beginning work when it doesn't look like you're getting anything done come together like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Like when we first started, it seemed like the project was never going to get done, and now we're like almost completely finished with it. So it's like kind of cool to see how far we've came with it.
Absolutely. So what's been the most exciting part, the thing that you've enjoyed learning the most about this?
I can't really think of anything particular. Just learning how to build the house in general has been like the coolest part, I'd say.
Does it make you want to build your own house someday?
I don't know if I'd want to build it completely by myself, but like I have an interest in construction now, so like working on houses or being a contractor or something is something I might look into as a career.
And not a bad thing to do. Well, enjoy your final weeks here, and thanks for talking to us, Mitch.
Right, thank you.
Very nice. This is like for someone who cannot get into a bathtub shower. So to walk in with a little place to sit, it really opens this up to a very diverse range of
Whether or not we're going to get a hinge stop.
Well, we are back with Dave Larson. Thank you so much, Dave, for giving us a tour of the house today and letting us be here.
My pleasure to show you around.
Tell me how, because this is going to be finished and it's going to be able to be bid on, how would people go about seeing it and finding out about the bids?
Contact Jen Erb at Waupaca High School. She can get you more information and set up an individual tour if you'd like one.
Great. So people are going to be able to come in and look at this just like they can look at any other house they want to buy.
Exactly, and that's the way we planned it.
Great. And you also told me that you guys are planning on doing another house?
That's what the plan is currently, is to continue this project ongoing with another house being started in the fall.
That would be really exciting to be able to do that all over Waupaca and afford be able to give people some terrific housing to live in.
Great experience for the kids, and that's where my focus is providing them with the best education we can.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again, Dave, and I will look forward to seeing the house when it's all done.
Great. Hope you come back.
We have Monica Gardner here from the Humane Society of Waupaca County with our pet of the month, who this time is Cargo, who's a beautiful, beautiful boy. He's a big cat too. I lifted him up, and he's a big boy. How old is he?
I think he's about 2.
Yeah?
I left in such a hurry today, I didn't get a whole lot of details. But he's been with us probably, are we going to get naughty? He's getting antsy. He's been with us about 6 months.
Yeah?
And he's normally very sweet. He's just not liking these lights and stuff here today.
Yep. And wasn't much for the car ride.
No.
But I don't have a cat anywhere on my property that likes car rides. So
Yeah,
that's
he got
pretty
kind of
normal.
freaked out in the car, and when
Yeah.
we got here, he was acting weird. But anyway, one of the things that the volunteers at the shelter tell me all the time is how snuggly he is. And he's my favorite kind of cat. He's an orange tabby, so.
He is a beautiful boy, and he's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
So if you want some information on that, we can get the Humane Society. We have kitten season coming up.
Right, kitten season coming up, and so in preparation for that, I don't have a date yet, but I'm hoping to do another low-cost spay-neuter day for people.
Wonderful.
And so hopefully that might be sometime in May, so give us a call or check our website for information on that. If we don't get to one in May, we'll certainly do one in June.
And they have been very popular and they've been full up. So once we hear about it, we need to get our name in to the Humane Society right away and get onto the list. It's a great way to take care of stray cats and our house cats. Because now you told me one time, one female cat in how many litters is going to produce how many cats? Wasn't it like 600 or something like that within a couple of years?
Well, I don't know what the exact statistics are, but figure every female cat that has a litter is going to probably produce two female kittens in that litter at least. And by the time they're 6 months old, they can have their own litters. So it does increase exponentially quite quickly.
Yes, they really do. So, and the more we spay and neuter our pets, the less work you have.
Right.
And that's a good thing to put you out of a job. So that's Cargo. Everybody could go to the Humane Society and look at them. Thank you, Monica, so much for stopping by today. And we will see you next month. All right. Thank you for inviting us into your home for this episode of What's Happening in Waupaca. We're here every month to keep you up to date about all things Waupaca. Visit www.wintvwaupaca.com for more local programming.